It's the Vandal Hour.
To the Vandal Hour Season 3, live on DTFradio.com. I state facts and I will never lie to you. I just blew a motherfucking fart. Make sure y'all tune in each and every Saturday from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. You can also catch us live on our motherfucking Ustream page. You can also catch us live on our motherfucking TuneIn app on DTFradio.com. And now you can even watch us live on our motherfucking website, which is www.thevandalhour.nyc. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We making history. And for the people who don't know and for the people who do know, you can go to YouTube right now and put DTF Radio or DTF Radio The Vandal Hour in the search engine. We see that icon and logo, click that shit. That should have take you to history. That should have take you to season 1 and 2 of The Vandal Hour. That should even take you to some wavy shit we do outside of the show called The Vandal Hour on Scene. And every motherfucking episode is a lituation. I state facts, and I will never lie to you, Mr. 13. What the fuck is poppin'?
Yo, facts, man. I'm chilling right now. This was definitely a good day.
That is a fact. Fuck
Unfortunately, I'm the motherfucker who got to sit next to you and smell that fart you just threw.
Vandal Hour.
That shit was silent. It ain't smelly.
Yo,
That'd be the worst one.
it ain't smelly to you.
And if it does smell, then that shit is motherfucking Henny Coladas. That's all the niggas been drinking all day.
I guess we lit.
Yo, we lit. Yo, is it gonna be another dope show?
Vandal Hour.
Right now, from what I know, we got Sunez Allah coming in later to do a super dope segment.
Word. Y'all already
The
know
God doing his premiere hip hop shit that he does.
But like every week, we got
epic.
a dope show lined up for our listeners here at the Vandal Hour. Right now in the building, we got Mathematics. We got Dre Kills on the fucking camera.
AKA Mr. Buffalo Wings.
Buffalo Wing Dre. We got my nigga the shooter from Queens, who also go by the name of motherfucking Darwin. And for the people who don't know, y'all be hating on this nigga, but that's my nigga. We got motherfucking Strip Club Swift in the building.
Vandal Hour.
DJ Swift. State facts.
Yo,
AKA Mr. Lateness.
DJ Lateness was popping.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me, all right? Don't judge me.
He may not be first, and he probably gonna be last.
But y'all niggas is always listening to him.
But make sure you call him late.
Don't judge me, but it's okay. It's okay. Getting that money with y'all, man. I'm out there getting that money. Gotta work legal sometimes. They held me up. I'm sorry about that. I do apologize, New York City.
Yo, New York City's like, yo, where's Swift at, man? We waiting for that mix. Bring that in. But yo, it was a dope week,
Swift, he's the mother, besides like Funkmaster Flex, like it's a lot of niggas who hate him. And he don't even motherfucking spray paint the wall, but for all the niggas who do hate him, I like to thank y'all niggas for tuning the fuck in. Because without y'all, there'll be no us. And guess what? We making history.
That's right. We definitely making history in the building. I'm coming for that title, Strip Club Swift. See, but the difference is that...
Time out.
What up?
You could tell we under the influence.
Oh, that shit was on Swift the whole time.
The camera was on the Vandal Hour map.
And now it's coming on to us.
For the people that don't know, you might not see that when it's edited. I said that wrong. You might not see that when it's edited, because
Yo, Swift, push that back.
That's
a little
the
bit.
live camera.
Trey Kills.
That's
He's
the
nasty
live.
with the film.
That's
so
the live
some of little
camera.
fuck ups, y'all ain't even gonna see that. And when y'all do see it, y'all ain't even gonna know we fucked up because we make it look nice.
Now the live people seen that. It's the people that's gonna see it on YouTube that never sees those mistakes.
All the live
That's
people
why
looking
y'all
at
need to
this shit
tune in
right
live.
now, like if they was the same place I was at, then they saucy. If they home right now, then they smizzed. So
what's
don't
going?
even care about that.
So what's going on, Go? What we got going on?
Yo, man, it was a dope day, man. We was at the Bushwick Art Collective
Vandal Hour.
It was crazy, man. Today it was a good vibe out there, man. Definitely positive energy, man.
Yo, we got a lot of motherfucking fans out there. Like I had so many people come up to me today. I'm like, yo, who you? But they're like, yo, facts. I look at the show and I fuck with you and your gang. And I like to thank all y'all for actually like coming up to us, supporting us, you know, telling us what y'all like about the motherfucking
But we don't want to
show.
stay on. We don't want to stay on ourselves, man. That's not what was. That's not what today was about.
But yo, I did see my man taking a picture with the big hair girls out in Jersey City.
Vandal hour.
Today was a motherfucking dope day. The Bushwick Collectives. For the people who missed that out, y'all niggas missed out on life.
There was a lot of things going on. I got to see Dipset and Cameron come late.
I missed that part.
It was kind of all right.
Yo, I'm gonna say this, right? New York, man. Yo, New York, you are very spoiled, man. When you go out to another state and Dipset steps on the stage, people go crazy.
Facts.
Yo, New York, we were out there and yo, I didn't see y'all moving your heads, yo. I was surprised.
It looked lukewarm, like response.
It was very lukewarm
Last
response.
year, I ain't even gonna front. The Bushwick Collectors was popping. This year, they was making noise, but it was nothing like last year. When I got there though, my son, he was tearing down the stage doing his damn thing.
Yo, shouts to my son. I respect that man. That man right
Vandal
there. That man
hour.
puts the lyrics back in hip hop, man. Word up. He got that diss track to Troy Ave, and I fuck with Troy Ave. Don't get me wrong,
He got a
but
few diss tracks to a few niggas.
he definitely put that boy in his place.
That nigga shooting at Future and shit.
Oh, word? I
Yeah.
missed that. I missed that.
He got a song and shit. Like I actually heard him. Like if y'all look at my IG story, it's on there and shit. Like Future got a song talking about God bless all the trap niggas, and he my song. He had an answer to that. Like yeah, God bless all the trap niggas. Like all the trap niggas I know, like they either dead or doing 100 years in jail. Like what the fuck trap you in?
That's the facts, man.
It was
I
just
always
some real
say that.
shit though.
Your real trap dudes, they ain't rapping, man. They ain't talking about what they do. They just do it.
That shit made me look at shit in a different light.
But yo, shout out to the Bushwick Collective. I want to give a shout out to my man Hobbs who did a Charlie Murphy piece. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. I spent the whole weekend doing a binge watching of Black Jesus.
Yo, that's a funny ass show.
Yo, I love that show right there, man. That shit had me rolling, man. But shout outs to Hobbs and F Boom who did a dope production.
They been motherfucking keeping the streets of New York alive since like 94 till now, and they still rocking.
That's
That
right.
is a factolia. And for the people who don't know, Hobbs and F Boom, they was actually up here on the motherfucking Vandal album.
Yeah,
Make sure y'all check that out.
I'm gonna cut your wisdom short, man.
Yo, go in.
Because you're kind of, I'm sorry to say, man, I'm sorry to be I gotta do the executive producer shit, but we're supposed to be talking about the Bushwick Collective right now, and you kind of went off on subject, man.
What did you think about the murals at the Bushwick
Let me just say this: there was a lot of things going on at Bushwick Collective today. You had a lot of walls done by a lot of big people. Shout out to Deck 2DX who did a wall, the 2DX brothers that had the wall there. Shout out to AC2 who had a dope ass wall featuring all the people that was killed by police. Also, he had the Polo Bears. While I was there, a lot of the Polo people was coming up, taking pictures in front of that. Shout out to Racklow who came up to us today. We had a couple of performances, like they said. Yeah, my son. I heard Mayhem Loren performed also today.
Yeah, Mayhem Loren was there. Yo, CO Smooth was in the building, okay?
I heard.
Foxy was supposed to be in the building. I ain't even see that window. I was fucking chasing around the nutcracker nigga, no rainbow.
Yeah, shout out to BK. What's
BK Nutty?
BK Nutties that was doing his thing. Shout out to the black family that was selling that soul food.
They had that rice and peas,
Those
baby.
motherfucking black eyed peas and the rice. That was on the money.
Them $3 plates was a gift.
They were a lifesaver.
Yeah, shout out to that motherfucking foul ass whoever it was that threw a cup of
Fuck
beer.
those hipsters who hit the motherfucking little baby and his parents with the beer.
Yo.
You could eat a Frank with no sauerkraut.
Let's give a big shout out to the boys who tried to pull my man over.
Yeah, he did.
Vandal
I
hour.
told y'all niggas my life is a movie.
I'm not saying no names, but how homie had an open bottle of Hennessy in his pocket and got away with it? I don't know.
I mean, they only
Yeah.
stopped me because I was blowing down a blunt. My nigga Darwin from Davis, this nigga passed me a blunt that burnt my fingertips, and the cops peeped that shit. But
Yeah, it was.
fuck them,
Yo,
I'm still here doing the thing.
It was so for the people who watch us, if you never been to the Busher Collective, that summer joint they be doing, block party, it's crazy, man.
Still let you know summer is actually about to pop off.
It was crazy. This is my third year going. As I said, shout out to Deck 2DX, who's we're gonna be working on some things. I don't want to go into no details, but we're gonna be working on some things. So be on the lookout for that.
But yo,
And real quick. Shout out to TMR, RIS, and MTA, who did a dope wall right across this, from where the stage was at. I had a chance to see a lot of different dudes doing that wall. Shout out to Giz, MTA, RIS. Shout out to Ghost, RIS.
Favorite writer right there.
Man, shout out to I think Cento did the wall also on the bottom part, if I'm not mistaken. It was a TFP joint there. So it was a lot of people who don't go to the Bushel Collective. Make sure y'all go next year.
There's a few dope ass walls there.
Me and Fax on Wax went 3 years in a row. This is our third year going.
yo, this was my first year.
Oh, that's crazy.
That
I actually went one time, but I just walked through it
You don't know
and
what
then
you've been
left.
missing out on. Yo, that wall that Charlie Doves and Jens did, who was actually a previous guest on the show, that shit was motherfucking fire.
Yo, shouts to
Facts.
Wack STF who was in the building. He actually
Facts.
helped do that wall.
Yeah,
with Doves
they had a
and
motherfucking
Jens.
wall with Busta Rhymes and motherfucking Cameron and motherfucking spaceships. The shit was bonkers.
Yo, it was dope, but I heard that Busta Rhymes and Jadakiss was supposed to show up. Did I miss that?
Yeah,
They-
you missed it. Busta Rhymes pulled out.
Did it?
Oh,
Word.
man.
Jadakiss was there last year for the people who.
I gotta say this. I seen Busta Rhymes perform once at the arena. If anybody, I just gave my age up. So if
For
anybody-
real. For real. He said the arena.
I seen my homie Busta Rhymes perform at the arena. It was a super dope show that
I
man
seen-
be putting on.
I seen 5 buses today in rompers. Hey, yo, fellas, leave that shit for the motherfucking bitches. I'm tired of seeing this motherfucker.
Yo, shout out to Q Park who went around Harlem running around in his romper.
Oh Lord. What else happened this week, man?
It was a good week, yo.
It was a crazy week.
Yo, last night was lit. Yo, I didn't last but more than 20 minutes because I got so high at the Happy Time Snacks event.
Yo, shout out to the Happy Time brothers that put that together, man.
Vandal
Vandal Hour, some of the Vandal Hour guards was in there. And yo, it was crazy, man. I got to play cards. I got to get high. It was a dope event, man. Shout out to them Happy Time brothers, man. They doing
I was high as a kite playing
Get to
music.
chill like I
Holy
wanted to
shit.
chill, but my motherfucking team, they had the Explorer page on fire. So shout out to
I wanna-
everybody who came out to that.
I want to give a shout out to Dose who did the Happy Time
Yeah, that
Snacks.
walk.
Oh yeah, DOS, pardon me, DOS.
Das.
Shout
WGF.
out to DOS Walnuts. Shout out to Sec, who did that wall. Shout out to Poe and JB who came out
Interior decorators.
who came out and was there when they was painting. Shout out to the guard Sos for orchestrating that. It was a dope night last night, man. A lot of great energy. Shout out to Stoned by Nature. Shout out to Chica and Kritiki.
Yo, Chica,
She's
that's
bad.
my hidden crush right there, baby.
Word.
Hey, yo, baby, come to the show. I got something
She
for
was
you.
up
She
here
was already on the show.
Yeah.
Yo, hey, yo, baby,
Shout
come
out.
back to the show.
Shout out to that motherfucking delivery company who actually rented us those heavy ass tables. Like carrying those shits up the stairs was like I was a motherfucking Planet
Workout.
Fitness, a global gym.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that was involved.
Yo,
it
word up.
was a dope night. A lot of people came out. Shout out to the Reality Check. Shout out to DTF Radio.
That's
shout out
right.
to Wansburg Projects. Shout out,
Hex One was in the building. Yo, shout out to A1 who was in the building.
yeah,
my
shout out to
homie.
A1 Sinatra who came through.
Yeah, Glacius OTG.
You know, it was a lot of the family in there. Shout out to Greasy Amen. It was a dope shit, man, and it was crazy because this week we was also at Karma Lounge.
Shout out
man.
to Della.
Shout outs to Green Giant Vapes.
Facts.
Who convinced me to come out of pocket for the vape. And I'm looking forward to smoking
Yeah.
for that shit.
Yo, he had the crowd mesmerized yesterday, man. He gave his little presentation. It was crazy, man. Dudes was rigging up, you know what I mean? And it was just a crazy night. It looked like a big extra
Her
long.
niggas was in there chain smoking blunts.
It was like a big
Yeah.
extended version of Half Baked.
Yo, did
Oh,
that
man,
Twister
it was
game
crazy.
Yo, did that Twister game in the mud pop off?
No, we didn't get the Twister get in the mud popped off, but the second one we might
means
get
you
that
was slacking
going.
with the strippers.
But I'm gonna tell y'all this: big shout once again to Green Giant Vapes because he had us doing bong rips through the pen, through the rig, and I gotta honestly say, if you was 5 feet away from where he was standing, you ain't smell nothing.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Stone by Nature.
Word.
They hooked me
Yeah.
up with some infused chips.
Yeah.
Yo, those shits was off the hook, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Everything that came from their table
Vandal out.
was like crazy. I smoked some shit yesterday called Kill Bill.
Oh shit.
Yo, Kill Bill is no joke, man. It was a fabulous strand of grass, man.
Shout out to my weed sponsor. The shit that he sold me last night, that shit made me go home and devour 2 fucking pizzas.
I just want to say one thing.
And I'm not talking about
If you
slices
missed it
either.
last night, you missed the epic event. And make sure you don't miss the next one, all right?
Yeah, only for the people who's in the now, y'all know when the next one's coming up.
Yo, we always doing epic shit though.
But yo, I heard you mention about the showcase,
That's what I was just about to get
that
into.
fly ass showcase we had on
The word of
Tuesday.
the artsmith.
Yo, this week was a dope
No, it's the
A
lost
dope
art of the wordsmith.
experience. The Vandal Hour and Checks and Balances through a event called the Lost Art of the Wordsmith Showcase. It was crazy. A lot of people came out. A great vibe. And we had a contest. We had 3 winners. Shout out to HD Harper,
HD Harper,
who came in first place.
first place. Second place was Shoddy Flame.
Shout out to Shoddy Flame.
Vandal out.
He's from, I think he's representing Delaware.
He was up in Delaware. That's right. That's right. I had a good conversation with his manager the other day.
Yeah, we did a pretty lit interview with them on the Vandal Hour on scene.
And shout out to the third place winner,
The
with
homie.
my comrade
Butter.
Butter.
No.
Shout out to him. They all got prizes. If you're listening, and if anyone is listening now, make sure you contact me so we can hook up those interviews, so we can line those planets up. So
And yo, you was even nice enough to give a consolation prize to the 4th place winner.
yes,
Word.
who
Shout
was?
out to my man Quest Cali from the BX that I know as Young Piff, who is
Facts.
a Decipher alumni.
He goes in.
He's definitely one of the team. One time we was out performing in SOBs, and this man bum rushed Nori's stage.
Wow.
I thought it was about to go down.
Sometimes you gotta do that just to get your point across. Hey yo, shout out to Young Maroc who came through and tore down the motherfucking stage too. She
Yeah.
came all the
No
way from the
disrespect,
slums
but
of
that
Africa.
that ass was fat.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. She is definitely.
Next up.
She's definitely she's definitely a bottle of Moet in this 40-ounce world.
We almost gave her the prize because of that ass.
Yeah, the booty almost won the prize, man. But shout out to her, man.
I was mesmerized.
Looking really good.
Shout out to the Coke boys and Coke girls.
Yeah, looking really good that night. Yo, shout out to everybody who came out. DJ Swift doing his motherfucking thing.
Yo, pardon me, but it was a dope show.
Yo.
I want to give a shout out to Ty Black. Yo,
Oh,
Ty
word.
Black did not
He went
win,
in.
but he did an acapella that stuck in my mind. He spoke some truth. If you know about the straw man conspiracy,
Facts.
you know why he was spitting.
That
if
redemption
you don't
shit.
know about it, look that up. Straw
Google that.
man
That's some real
conspiracy.
shit
If you don't know about the straw man thing, the straw man rights, if you don't know about the redemption codes, if you don't know about that Matrix shit, Matrix is real, man. If you don't know, United States is a corporation. We are all under that corporation. When you are born into that corporation. That's why they use your name in bold letters, capital letters, things of that sort. If you are arrested, you could refuse to take pictures, refuse to sign anything. Look that up. Google that.
This is some real facts that we spitting right now.
Google that, man.
But if you do refuse that shit, just know you're gonna have one hell of a weekend and send you bookings.
So shout out to everyone who came out to Karma Lounge.
Shout
on
out to
Tuesday.
Jenna. She did her damn thing on the motherfucking hosting tip as well.
Yeah, shout out to Jenna. She was hilarious, man. I never had a chance to really see her in action, but she definitely did her thing, man. And
She's
shout
a
out to
funny mother.
Jamila
Shut
from
your
Checks
mouth.
and Balances who helped put the show together. If you wasn't there this week at the Art of the Wordsmith Showcase, make sure you come out and perform at the next one. There's a lot of opportunities for people and artists to get out there and get their music heard by a bunch of different people in the industry.
And to that one person who stole my motherfucking brownie, I hope that shit make you shit all year long. I mean, if you see something you can't afford it, like you can ask for it and like a nigga will hook you up. But don't be doing that sneak thieving shit, because we invite you into our homes and like we expect respect when we invite you to our motherfucking crib.
And yo, just
Don't
a little
think we let that shit go. Like,
Just
I
a
do
little
blow y'all
side
up.
note. Just a little side note. I was one of the judges at this event. So next time, if I'm a judge, I do take drinks. I do take bottles. That might just help sway me in your direction.
That nigga letting y'all know.
But yo, this was a crazy week, man. We in here with the NBA Finals, man. I want to know if any of my peoples here watched that shit.
Yeah, I was watching it, man. I was watching it. It was crazy. The first game, there's only one game that's been played. LeBron got his ass cracked.
He was crying.
If y'all didn't see it, my man got his ankles cracked, fell on the floor. My man shook him. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Them niggas got blown the fuck out. They didn't lose.
They just got blown the
They
fuck
got
out.
blown the
I
fuck
just want
out.
to say this, and if you're a Golden State Warrior fan, go blow yourself, all right? Fuck them niggas.
Kill yourself.
I don't fuck with Golden State or KD. I think KD is soft. He should have stood playing with Westbrook.
Oh, man. You feel his loyalty in basketball?
He fucked up the whole NBA.
How he
Y'all
fu-
want to hate on LeBron James, hate on KD.
Why?
Who didn't have the balls to go out there and win a chip on his own.
Oh, man. LeBron did the same thing,
I come from a school where you make shit happen. You never join the enemy.
Yo, even Ewing went to another team, man. Do y'all know that?
But Ewing was different. He got traded to another team. KD chose to go side with the enemy.
Yo, LeBron did it. Everybody does it, man. They tryna win, man.
Wow.
I think
don't look at sports.
I think my man Charles Oakley, pardon himself, my man Charles Barkley should have took some of these lessons back then, and maybe
Nah, but
your
that's-
man would have had a win.
That's what made the NBA special. You had men who had honor, and they were like, I'm gonna try and win this chip on my own shoulders. I'm not gonna team up with the best 3 players in the world to go win this chip. To me, KD's a little bitch.
Oh man.
I don't know what the fuck.
Vandal
I don't know what y'all
out.
talking about. I stopped looking at basketball when Jordan stopped playing.
I'm very passionate about my basketball.
Yo, man,
And to me, when KD come up here, I got some words for you.
I'm not a fan of neither team. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm old school.
I'm a Knicks fan too.
You know,
man.
I'm very old school, but I'ma say this, man. Yo, you can't work hard. You gotta work smart, man. This is a different time, man.
Damn.
Fellas, y'all heard the rumor on the street? Nas giving Nicki that ether.
I heard Nicki gave Nas.
Vandal out.
She got him thinking all type of crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. She's been on different shows like Ellen and all these other shows,
But-
and she's now proclaimed that they are dating. So that's kind of crazy. Just a weird thing.
Hey, yo, Meek Mills, don't get in your feelings and go at that nigga. You seen what he did to
He
Hov,
knows
right?
better. He knows better, man.
It don't seem like they fit, you know.
But yo, before Nas Ethan Nicki, I heard Future was in that. That's just what I heard.
Half the game I heard was inside Nicki, man. But
Was it?
we talking about dating.
No talent.
I got talent. I'm trying to date her. I'm saying.
Yo, I want to give a shout out to Safari. Yo, Safari, we know who really wrote those.
Oh, that's
those
a
hits.
fact.
Yo, Nicki has not had a hit since her and Safari broke up.
That's a fact.
Vandal Hour.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, and what you call it, Meek Mill's. I don't think that her style fits Meek Mill's style, so he couldn't really do like what Safari did with her. So you know, Drake. That's why she ran back to Drake. Man, Drake was the one of the people behind her music thing. What else going on, man?
She like when Drake put it in her cake. Hey, yo, that nigga Tiger Woods, that nigga got the most fucked uppest mugshot of all time. Y'all seen that?
Yeah, man, Tiger, man, you know, on a medication, man. They tried to say he was drunk, though.
Yo, the funny shit is that Tiger spent years saying that he was not black. But when he got arrested and you look at his paperwork, what it said said he was black.
That is, you know what's funny?
They not letting him play that
I heard that. You know what's funny? I heard that somewhere else, and it is true, man. That was definitely crazy. He never came to be black before.
Yo, so Tiger Woods knows now.
So y'all think the white race kicked him out?
What? He got ejected
The white
quickly.
race. Listen, the white race never accepted him. That's the sad shit.
That's like the
Facts.
black people never accepted Nick Cannon when he put that leopard shit in his hair.
But you gotta understand, the sport of golf is very old money orientated. It's very blue bloodish.
They hate that man. They hated him from the inception of his sports dominance.
They hate his golf game.
And it's crazy because he can't even play golf no more. He's really like at the bottom of the list. His back is twisted. You know what I mean? His career is through.
Listen, his career is through. I will say that, but
That's
you
why
can
he
never
getting
take
locked
away. You can never take away what that man did with the sport. That man was the Michael
Facts.
Jordan of golf. So we still tip our hat to you, Tiger Woods, for leading a
Whether you black
revolution.
or you white.
Vandal Hour.
Yeah, he was the Michael Jordan for a little while. You know, there are other like Michael Jordans of golf, but
But they ain't black.
he did hold the title for a little while. To be honest with you, he's not fucking with, like, there are like golf greats. He did well for being a black guy, but yeah, people like that Jack Nichols and shit like that. These are dudes.
Gilmore.
You got to think about it though.
Shooter
Like,
McGavin.
I'm not a black man, but you guys are black men. So you got to think about the obstacles he had to overcome to even have that dominance in that game. So
Yeah,
shout out to
facts.
Tiger Woods, man.
Yeah, you can't take away from what he done. I'm not gonna take.
Shouts to the Williams sisters, who dominate the sport of tennis, and they have to deal with some bullshit.
These are white sports though, so like these are sports
nobody is above it, man. Even LeBron James went through it this week. I heard that they vandalized his house and they wrote the N-word on his crib.
That is true. Yes.
They heard he was coming for that ring, so they was like, nigga.
Yeah, money doesn't change your complexion, unless your name is Sammy Sosa.
Man, yo. Damn, that just fucked me up.
So let's what else we got going
Sammy
on?
Sosa came out with the blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, that's
I thought
crazy.
he was Eminem.
So what else we got going on?
I hear that on June 22nd, the 1718 Collective has something.
We gotta
popping
bring
off.
that back. Hey, yo, for the people who don't know, this is when we get into the motherfucking Vandal Hours news. Now, on June 22nd, my motherfucking peoples, the 1718 Collectives, they got something shaking in the motherfucking streets of Brooklyn, a pop-up art show with Cain Gfy. And my peoples, they gonna give you some more details about that.
Yeah, that's basic. That's all the details we have. It's coming up.
All right, well, y'all niggas know what I know.
June 22nd. Cain Gfy. Be on the lookout. Save the date, man. What else we got going on?
Tell a friend
Yo,
to tell a friend.
I told the 718 Collective I want in on that. I said if a nickel bag gets sold in the park, I want in.
Last night, there was a celebration in the streets of New York for my homegirl, the motherfucking queen of Brooklyn. She goes by the name of Diva VRC. And I would tell y'all where the event took place, but I might fuck up the name.
Guard. Yeah, LES.
Okay.
Shout out to all the people that put that together. They asked us to come, but we had we was involved in another event yesterday also. So we was kind of it was a clash of time. But shout out to everyone who was there and supported that event. Shout out to Avant Garde for putting that together.
Shout
man.
my nigga DJ Ron, who was on the ones and twos last night, actually doing his damn thing, blazing that event. And shout out to K-Star today, who was actually repping for Diva hard in the motherfucking Bushwick Collectives. I state facts, and I will never lie to you.
What else we got going on?
Now, recently, motherfucking NYC Gravhead, he's been posting a lot of pictures, and there's a lot of people. I don't know if they live in New York or not, but there's a lot of trains that's been getting fucked up in New York City.
Yeah, it's a modern day new train
Starting to look like the 80s again.
We would call
clean
this
train
the
movement.
graffiti renaissance, maybe.
Yeah.
It's some beautiful shit. I see a lot of trains getting smashed, man.
I seen an L train running in service like 3 days ago. I'm on the phone having a conversation. I looked out the window like, oh shit. Shit was crazy.
Facts.
Salute to all the riders out there who are taking the time to go out and bomb a fucking train. There's not a lot of riders out there with the balls to do that.
Yeah, you seen the big face one? The one of just
I
a
got
face?
pictures of that shit at my iPhone. I wasn't gonna post it, but you know my iPhone acting stupid.
That's crazy. The big face one. I like the life one too. If you seen the life one is good. And I'm not saying that that's the rider life. That's what it said, life. That was a good one, man.
There's a few nice whole cars that's going on out there. They had one for the dude who passed away, What You Write, from Paris. They did a whole car for him. There's definitely a lot of still getting blazed, but it ain't by none of me or my people. But shout out to the people who actually risking their freedom and don't give a fuck. They painting the trains. He's a madman on the loose who's actually turning up and taking up in a partake. Now, this week in Vandal's Flexing, we featured a video that we stole from a homie who goes by the name of Artist, and he was actually a motherfucking past guest up here on the motherfucking Vandal Hour. We stayed lit. And we also featured a Phil from EB, and as of lately, him and SN, they've been going crazy in the streets of New York. I mean, every nook and cranny and every corner of Hot Boy Dead Block you turn, they there, and you not. And for the people who don't know, we also featured a motherfucking stomper from a brother who goes by the name of Hound, TCH. And everywhere you go throughout New York City, whether that shit is on Broadway or Fifth Ave, it's always spelling out the motherfucking words, Hound. Now, if you want to be featured on Vandal's Flexing, if you got my number, my co-host number, my producer, y'all could text us a picture. Y'all got our motherfucking Gmail, our email, y'all could send us some pictures. And if y'all follow us on the gram, y'all can actually DM us some pictures. But remember, it can never be no toy shit because we'll post that shit in a trash can. State facts, and I will never lie to you.
So you heard that. He post that shit in the trash can.
That's an actual fact. Niggas send me pictures all the time and they get trashed.
Now, regular news.
Now, in regular news, there's a lot of bullshit going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Your man Trump pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement. He said, listen, America, we're not going to take the short end of the stick anymore. If y'all want help with the environment, you got to pay us.
Word.
That man is gangster.
Yeah,
firing niggas.
What it was one of his campaign promises. The fact that he feels that we have places in America that need more assistance than this climate shit. He said out of all this billions of dollars that goes into this climate shit, he said it only improves like by like 2%.
0.03.
Yeah, so he was like, fuck that, man. I'd rather work on Pittsburgh than Paris. So and that's a quote. So it's crazy, man.
That nigga rather build his wall and help Paris.
And in that news, the ex-mayor of New York City said, one monkey doesn't stop the party, the show, and New York and Bloomberg are going to step up and fill the bill for the Paris Climate Agreement. And Cuomo agreed with him.
Yeah, they're going to be still working on climate shit in New York. I believe they're passing a bill that they're going to be fixing up Long Island nature-wise. So
I thought they was talking about like all this fucked up weather we been having. Like one day it's a heat wave and the next thing like, yo, whip out the snorkels. You never know.
When you want to fix up Long Island, you need to get rid of that MS-13. Because them boys been running wild. They're running wild, killing all types of teenagers over there.
Yeah, it's crazy over there. They find a body a day.
I guess that part of Long Island won't be getting fixed.
Yo, but I know this is totally separate and out of left field, but I heard on the Trump tip, I heard Melania Trump has been banging the head of Tiffany's security.
You serious?
Yo, this is all over the news earlier today, man.
Get out of here.
I wonder she don't want to move out of New York. She want to stay in a hotel.
That's why she want to stay in the hotel. Yo, props to the security manager of Tiffany's, because that I would smash Melania.
I'm gonna say this, man. He can't be making more than $16 an hour. So shout out, definitely. Shout out to the security guard making less than $20, fucking a semi-billionaire.
That nigga trying to be the motherfucking
He is smashing the first lady. You get that? Get that in your head. He is smashing the first lady.
Bucket list check.
I mean, Trump can't do it. That nigga too busy on Twitter tweeting.
It's crazy, man. So I think this is when we're gonna transition, man.
Yeah, so guess what? Check this out. We're about to take a motherfucking short music break with DJ Swift, and when we come back, you never know who gonna be in the fucking building, but y'all gotta tune in to find that out. Hey yo, DJ Swift, do what the fuck you do. And please, don't play no coconut music.
It's the Vandal Hour.
What's poppin'? It's your motherfucking boy, Facts on Wax, and tonight on the motherfucking Vandal Hour, we got a motherfucking uptown can slinger in the building. He's done crushed the motherfucking barrio. You can see his tags all over motherfucking New York City. And tonight on the motherfucking Vandal Hour, the artist we got in the building, he goes by the name of Cain 357. Killer Wells in the motherfucking
Vandal Hour.
Hey, yo, Cain, what's poppin'?
Vandal Hour.
Hey, yo, Cain, what's poppin'? How you feeling
what's good?
tonight?
I'm good,
My
baby.
DJ trying to blow us up with all the bombs, but how you?
My bad.
I love it.
It's all
I'm good, baby, man. How you, man? How are you?
Ain't shit, we coolin'. You know, we was at the Bushwick Collectives. We was getting lit. How was your day?
It was good, man. It was a great day today, man.
That's what's up. That's what's
Man,
up.
I wanted to go to that Bushwick Collective, man. I heard it was popping over there, man.
Yeah, you would have definitely enjoyed yourself. It was a lot of good performances out there, a lot of good art, a lot of good drinks, and a lot of motherfucking good food in the building.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna catch the next one, man.
Yeah, don't miss out, it will be. Hey, yo, Cain, a lot of people want to know, what makes Spanish Harlem different from the rest of motherfucking Harlem?
It's got soul, man. It's got flavor. You know what I mean? Spanish Harlem's always been about that, man. Soul and flavor, man. It's more colors. It's colorful. You know what I mean? You feel the love. You feel the love in El Barrio, bro. It was always been like that, man. Always.
How's the women in Spanish Harlem compared to the rest of Harlem?
Well, the most beautiful women, my wifey, Mella, you know,
Okay.
Butter Pecan Rican, baby, you know what I mean? They're all beautiful over there, man.
Vandal Hour.
A bunch of shades of ice cream cones, you heard?
Now, what separates Spanish Harlem from the rest of Harlem?
I just told you, man.
The Latinas,
I can tell you smack.
Latinos.
Latinas, bro, everything, man. The flavor, the love, you feel everything, man. It's colorful, you know what I mean? Family, the smell of it, you know what I mean? It's a different smell, you know what I mean?
I was actually reading something in the newspaper a few weeks ago, right, where they want to change the motherfucking name of Harlem from Harlem to Soha. How you feel about that shit being a Harlem night?
Let them try, man. It'll never be. You know what I mean? They might change it. They might, but you know what? It'll never be, man. It'll never stand. You know, it'll always be Harlem. Always.
These hipsters, they coming through and they trying to fuck everything up.
You know, it's all good, man. I don't hate them. I don't hate them, man. You know, they put money in people's pockets, man. You know.
That's a motherfucking fact. A lot of them actually buy a lot of markers and they support this show. But on another note, Cain, a lot of people don't
True
know.
story.
You actually had the motherfucking pleasure, like the paint with RE. Like, can you tell me what's an experience like a night like painting with the God RE?
It was a great experience, man. It was a teacher experience. You know what I mean? Taught me a couple moves, couple strategies, times, everything, man, everything. That's what it was about.
Now, how did that relationship come about? How did you meet RE?
We just met through the crew, man, because we were both 357 and shit. You know? and we connected through there.
Got you.
We actually had a few 355-7 members up in the building. We had RE in the building. We
Yeah.
had RD in the building. And both of those motherfucking episodes was classic.
Yeah, rest in peace, RE, man. Rest in peace.
I be
Shout out
honest-
to shout out to Ms. Melly, man. Word up, man.
Word. Mel's is definitely holding her head out here in the world of fuckery. How do you feel about the people who actually like use RE's name in vain? Like they was never around like the days when he was out there putting in that work, but all of a sudden he passed away. Everybody on Instagram like RE, Killer Wells. Like how does that make you feel as being one of his motherfucking comrades? And his,
That's all right with
his
me,
homies?
man. They want to give him more fame and all that. That's all right. It's more love. I see that as more love, man. You know what I mean?
Even
And
if
that's
it's
it.
fake.
Huh?
Even if it's fake.
If it's fake, it's fake. It's coming from that person. That person is fake. They got to live with that. You know what I mean?
I be seeing a lot of people trying to ride the wave and shit. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
let them, man. Let them. It's all good. Real recognize real. And just like you telling me about them, you know that about them. That's what they are.
That is a motherfucking fact. And the motherfucking culture of graffiti and hip hop, like the scene, it changes a lot. Like, you know, in the 80s, the motherfucking trains was bombed and now it's the streets. But do you still pay attention to the aspects of graffiti itself?
Yeah, all aspects of graffiti, man.
So, how do you feel about people who's actually out there, like, not giving no fucks and they still hitting trains, they still dropping fills and doing whole carts?
I love
That
it,
shit
man.
amp you up to paint one?
I love it, man. God bless them, man. Respect, salute to them.
Vandal
I've
hour.
been seeing a lot of motherfucking trains going on, like getting painted. I'm like, damn, I ain't no JA or CT, but this shit make me want to go dust the
That
can
nigga
off
still
and knock
doing
one
it, man.
out.
Yeah. He still
And if you
doing
ain't
it.
have to worry about Vandal Squad, like, would you go out there and go tear some shit up?
Yeah, I would. Definitely.
Now, are you still out here bombing at this time?
Yeah, you know, I'm retired.
Oh, you retired? All right, no doubt. He give me that wink real quick, no doubt. Now, when you was bombing, what was some of your favorite places to go out and paint?
I'm a tagger, man. I don't do fillings, man. You know, once in a while we'll do one. Or an outline once in a while. I'm a straight up tagger, and I just like to tag everywhere, man.
Now, what made you decide that you wanted to be a straight up tagger?
I don't know, man. I just like it better, man. You know, I don't got the patience I think for a fucking filling. You know what I mean? And God bless them dudes that do fillings and shit, man, because, yo, I salute. You know what I mean? It's more of a risk. You know what I mean? Hey, I guess it's less of a risk. That's why I'm just a tagger.
Got you.
Vandal hour.
It's still the same charge if you get caught, though. Like,
True story.
you don't get the urge to want to go out there and, like, drop a fill, go do a funky
Oh, yeah,
first
yeah.
color scheme.
Most definitely, man. My boy's always telling me that, man. Shout out to my nigga Selk in the house over here, man. Selk Gfy.
Vandal hour.
He's always trying to tell me to go fucking do fillings, man. I just, you know.
Would you ever make that transition? Like, yo, fuck all this catch and tag shit. Like, I want to go out here and do some
Yeah.
big shit.
You never know. You never know.
Now, coming from Spanish Harlem, who were some of the OGs back in the day?
Oh, man, OGs, wow. The whole TDO fucking gang, man. All of them. Jover, Aver, you know what I mean? Doc, you know what I mean? All of them, man. All of them. And the main one in Spanish Harlem, out of all the taggers, Remix.
Who?
Remix. That's what he used to write. Remex. That nigga killed Spanish Harlem.
I'm going to be on the lookout for that the next time I'm up there cruising through the block looking for some food or a thought.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Ava and Doc and all that.
Yeah, the whole TDO, yo, man, they
TDO
fucking,
crew, we had them up here. Just
they ran the
other
walls
day.
and their block. Believe me, man. There's a lot of stories you don't know about TDO, man. They ran their shit.
Tell us a TDO story that we don't know about.
Nah, that's not for me. Can't do that, man. Too personal, That's from one person to the other, and you know what I mean? And we just kept it between us, you know what I mean? Shout out to my man DE3, 357, man.
Vandal hour.
That's why I pushed 357, because he threw me down, man. My nigga DE3.
For the people who don't know, DE3, he actually killed motherfucking New York City.
Hell yeah.
But a few minutes ago, like, you told me, Cain, he's a motherfucking tag banger. Like, why you won't do no fills?
Nah, it's not that I won't do them. It's, you know, maybe I will someday, man. Right now, just bam, bam, go, bounce, you know?
What about pieces? You ever thought about doing pieces?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. I try doing them in paper once in a while, and they come out all right. But nah, never on the wall.
Now, the name Cain, what's the science behind that?
Nah, man, it's just a name we made up when I was a kid, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man, Baby J. Me and him, which is, he started writing K with a K, and me with a C, and it just started from there, you know what I mean? And that's it. And there's a whole story behind that Cain thing. It's mad deep and shit too, you know what I mean?
You ever sold crack cocaine?
No, sir.
The name could have came from that. Do people ever
I
get
feel
you
you.
mixed up with Cain KBC?
Who? Nah.
Cause that's like, you from Uptown, he's from Uptown. And
Yeah,
like,
nah,
both
I don't
is
know
like,
him, but
a major
I
part-
heard of him, man.
that
He
part of the
killed it,
city.
man. He killed it, man. He's still killing it. He got style, man, that dude.
And so when did you first start bombing?
I first got the tag like 1989, 1990. It was nothing, man. Here and then, once in a while, neighborhood, mailbox. I wasn't buying. I didn't really start until 2014, you could say. 2013.
You have a pretty unique Johnny Hancock. Like, what inspired your hand style?
I don't know. It just came of years of just doing it, man. I don't know, man. It just came out like that, and I like it. Some people can't read it. Some people can't imitate it.
That is a fact. In street bombing and catching tags, do you think that plays a major key is hand style?
Definitely. It's definitely a quick way to writing my tag, man. The way I do it, the style. Definitely.
Yeah, so you write Cain, and just for me, how do you spell that?
C-A-I-N.
C-I-A-N. Okay.
C-A-I-N.
Got you. Now the 357 crew, how long have they been around?
They've been around since early 80s, man.
The early 80s.
Yeah.
I got you. So you say you started writing in 89, but you didn't really go serious till 2014?
Yeah.
What-
I got the tag in 89, you know what I mean?
I got you. What made you decide in 2014 that you wanted to go hard?
I don't know, man. Just one day, I just wanted to do it. I had the feeling. You know what I mean? And it felt good after I did it, so I kept doing it. And here we are.
Hey, yo, ladies and gents, we're going to take a short music break with DJ Swift, and when we come back, we're going to finish chopping it up with Cain 357 in the motherfucking building.
GFY,
tell a
baby.
friend to tell a friend. Hey, yo, DJ Swift, do what the fuck you like to do.
It's the Vandal Hour.
It's your motherfucking boy Faxo Wax and Mr. 13. Right now, we in the motherfucking building with Cain 357. What's poppin'? Hey, yo, Cain, what's good?
Yo, Cain, what's up, man? It's a pleasure to have you here. Now, we know that you're down with the 357 crew, but we wanted to know a little bit more about GFY. Tell us a little bit more
the meaning
about
behind that?
what's the meaning behind
I've been saying go fuck yourself so much my whole fucking life that I made it into a fucking crew.
You ever told somebody go fuck yourself and like they really went and fuck theyself?
Nah, it'll ruin the fucking nigga's day though when you tell them the right way. You know what I mean?
Who are some of the members that's down with go fuck yourself?
Huh?
Who are some of the members that's down with go fuck yourself?
My man Vic 2.
Okay.
Vic 2, fuck crew, shout out. My man Silk right behind me right here. My man Artist in the house, my man Artist.
Artists stay in the
That's
building.
right, my nigga Rest 2. My nigga Rest 2, he couldn't make it. He got lost on the way over here.
Shit happens. The road to the Vandal Hour is a very tricky one.
Yeah.
Do you pay attention to what's going on in this motherfucking sports culture?
Yeah, sure, man. It's
So
entertainment.
you've been checking up on the games, the Cavs versus the Warriors.
I tried to, man.
Who
to.
you was going for? I heard
Cavs,
LeBron,
definitely the Cavs.
I heard
man.
LeBron been crying and shit. How you feel about that?
I heard about game 1. I mean, he got distracted by Rihanna, I heard, man.
I ain't seen none of those shits, but the
Yeah,
memes I've
man.
been seeing about them shits is motherfucking hilarious. Like he crying and niggas in the background laughing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope not.
You placed any money on these shits? 'Cause
Nah,
I know,
nah,
like,
don't
when
bet.
it comes to these games, like niggas is betting, like, yo, I'm gonna get this come up tonight.
Nah. I only bet on the New York Giants, only in the playoffs. Only in the playoffs.
Can't go wrong with that team. That's a motherfucking fact.
Yo,
Holy.
so you like the New York Giants?
Yes, sir.
How you feel about them getting rid of Cruz?
I feel all right about
Don't
it.
miss that salsa dance. No rainbow.
Not really. I'm good.
I actually like the motherfucking Giants when they had niggas like Lawrence Taylor and all that up on there.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
That's actually the last time I looked at sports.
Do you think
Second
that,
string of Coke Boys. Giants. 86 Giants. The second string Coke Boys.
do you think the New York Giants should get rid of Eli Manning or keep him?
Keep them.
Got you.
I
Why
would
do you
ask
think
why,
they should
but
keep
I don't
him?
even know why.
Because he's won 2 Super Bowls, man. He's good, man. You know? He's great. His numbers speak for themselves, man. 2 Super Bowls, man. And you know what? Who'd he beat on those 2 Super Bowls?
Patriots, baby.
Patriots.
Patriots.
I know one team was the
So
Patriots.
what does that
who was
make?
the other one?
He beat them when they were perfect. What does that make him?
I guess that makes him the man.
I guess that makes him. He could play for the Giants. That's your answer.
Niggas crushing shit. Today, I was somewhere where it was motherfucking popping, and like every motherfucking graffiti artist in New York City was there, but you wasn't. Why is that?
What is that, today?
Yeah, the motherfucking Bushwick collectives. They
Oh,
had the
yeah.
streets of Brooklyn. Shit.
I had work, baby. I had work, man.
You can't go wrong with
Legit
that.
life.
Chasing a check. I'd
That's
rather
right,
chase
baby.
a check than watch some art. You heard?
So,
Yeah.
what
Get
is it?
money.
What is it that you do outside of graffiti?
Not gonna answer that, man.
What
Vandal Hour.
Beside, like, what are some of the hobbies that you do? Not just
I
working?
climb mountains.
So outside of graffiti, Cain's a mountain climber?
Yeah.
That is some funny shit. So if I see your tag in the high spot, I know why I got there. You was climbing shit.
I feel that. So, yo, we already know that you grew up in Spanish Harlem. Like, what was the atmosphere as a kid growing up in that area?
It was great, man. It was great.
What were some of the most memorable things about your childhood?
Memorable things, just barbecues outside right on your block. Block parties. You know what I mean? The festival coming up, that's the best part of Spanish Harlem every year.
116th, right? That
Yes.
shit be lit.
Vandal Hour.
Yo, damn, the fuck I was about to say Washington Heights. Shout out to all my peoples in the Heights though. But coming from Spanish Harlem, like, is there any graffiti artist that stood out to you who kill shit but don't get the proper respect that they deserve?
Right now,
It could be right now, it could be in the past.
not really. I think everybody's getting their due. You know, the whole TDO gang. You know what I mean? SMKOF, Dobie.
I was just about to say that.
Legends.
Like, I know when I do read things on Instagram, like, I always see people mention Dobie, I always see
Yeah,
people
man.
mention SM, Sense,
Those two are definitely.
G-Stacks.
Yeah.
They definitely put on for motherfucking Uptown.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I be on the motherfucking gram a lot. I think I be on that shit more than most people. And I see you motherfucking crush dumpsters. Like, is that your favorite part of the game, like the hit? Or, like, do you see other things that you want to put your name on?
I like everything, but when the dumpster's there, man, I really like, you know, I either do it right there at that moment or I plan it out real quick and I come back.
Why is that your focus?
They run, the dumpsters run.
Would you consider yourself a dumpster king?
No, not at all. Oh, way far from it.
Do you think there's dumpster kings out there?
Maybe.
You could say a name without being biased. This is a motherfucking.
No, you
graffiti
know who
show
hits a
where
lot
we
of
drop
dumpsters,
history.
man? Taze, T-A-Z-E.
I
I know
actually
what
see
cruise
that
it.
name a lot on dumpsters.
A lot on dumpsters, man. You know, you could say he's the king of dumpsters to me.
I see Taze in DC a lot on motherfucking dumpsters.
Yeah,
For
DC.
the people who don't know, if y'all live under a rock, y'all know now. Taze.
Vandal Hour.
You a smoker?
Weed, yes. Lots of fucking weed every day.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yes,
Because
sir.
any of that other shit, you gotta leave it alone. I don't even knock people who smoke cigarettes. Like, I used to do that shit, but you know, I'm a motherfucking pothead for
Yeah,
sure.
baby.
Yo,
Last
Pete?
night, I was with some of my peoples. They had an event called Hard Time Snacks, and that whole motherfucking building was 420 friendly. That shit was like I was in a Red and Meth concert.
Yo,
That's a good time. That's a good time right there.
being a smoker, do you prefer to smoke wax or the old school way?
The weed. I like to smoke my weed, roll it up in a raw paper. I'm good to go.
Times are changing, and you know the game changed like everything, motherfucking from grab to motherfucking to hip hop to weed. Like, do you fuck with Dutchess heavy, or like are you into this new trend like with the weed pens and all that shit?
Nah, I fuck with a weed pen weed once in a while, definitely. But I like to smoke my raw, my papers. You know what I mean?
Can't even go wrong with some papers. Them shits burn nice, smooth.
Yeah, man. I don't fuck with the.
Preserve
No,
the
I'm
weed.
done with that, man. That shit.
When you are out there, like you rolling up a nice J after a long day of work, like do you just roll straight bud, or like do you like rub some wax or something on the outside of
Straight
the blunt
bud.
and get lit?
Always straight bud.
You don't try that new funky shit, like you want to put some wax up in the blunt?
Nah, I haven't tried it.
What about edibles? You fuck with the edibles?
Yeah, definitely. If I could get my hands on them, I'll get my hands on them.
Vandal hour.
I might could help you with that. I know some people who could bake their ass off, and they got some
Alright.
shit that I had you motherfucking sugar bitch.
I would appreciate that.
Videograph. Are you a videograph or are you a state your name type of dude?
I like both.
Which one you like more than the other?
I guess I give Videograph more respect because, you know, came out before.
Okay.
Which one is your favorite videograph?
I like all of them, man. The JA one is my favorite one, actually. When he's writing on the booth,
Favorite.
and then on the cop cars.
That's like the hardest one. I think that's the one when he's in the car. I think him and Ghost, like they're on the bridge and it's like, yeah, we racing for the 1 and 9 line. We racing for the 1 and 9 line. When you look at State Your Name, like what's your favorite scene in State Your Name? Like everybody has their favorite scene, and a lot of people I ask this question too. They always talk about New York.
I haven't watched it in a while, man. I smoke so much I don't fucking even. I can't even tell you right now. Man.
Somebody in the background just said dink.
Nah.
Are you one of the people on the waiting list waiting for part 2 to drop?
No, I don't fucking care.
The
I'm good.
anticipation is over.
When it comes out, I'll watch it and that's it. You know, I ain't swearing.
So being that you're a bomber, a tag banger, who do you feel is like some of the current artists that are destroying shit?
There's a lot, man. There's a lot of fucking. Shout out to my man Artist right here. He's killing it right now.
Vandal hour.
You know, Selk too, my man Selk. Yo, I got niggas in my crew that are hitters, man. You know, that I give respect to, man. Word up. You know what I mean? I mean, everywhere. When I go on the 7 line and I look at Queens, I never heard of half these dudes, and they got the rooftops, man. It's a beautiful scene, man. You know, they got to start branching out, going to other boroughs, though.
Now your man Selk too, he's in the building. How did you two guys meet each other?
Oh, me and Selk?
Yeah.
Straight up through Instagram, man.
And how did that come about?
I hollered at him, man. I hit him up, say, what's up, man? We want to go fucking bombing, and we went bombing, and that was it.
You ever seen a person on Instagram who killing shit? Like, yo, you like every time you log on Instagram, like you see them killing shit, like you reach out to them, like, yo, push my crew.
No, I've never done that. I would never do that, man.
How do you feel about people who do shit like that? Like they don't know a person from a can of paint, but for the fact that they see them out there killing shit, like they want them to rep their crew.
That's on them, man. I don't recommend that.
Now, when it comes to crews and graffiti, like, do you still think it's loyalty in crews?
I hope so. That's what it's about, right? I hope so. I can't talk about other crews, but my crew's good.
I got a question for you. When you first went bombing with Selk too.
Selk.
Were you nervous that you met him over Instagram?
No, not at all. Not at all. He's saying he seemed like a cool dude, man. You know what I mean? Plus he was from the neighborhood, and that's why. We was down with a couple of crews, and we was, you know, same crew, and that's why.
How do you feel about Instagram and social media? You think it's like ruining the graph community?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Do you take advantage of it?
Not really. I mean, not really. I don't even have a page, man.
Oh, wow. That's interesting
Yeah.
to hear, definitely.
Yeah.
That's actually the first person I actually heard say that shit. Like they kill shit, but they don't got an Instagram page. Why is that?
I just, you know what I mean? I don't need that. I do it for fun, man. I do it for me. You know what I mean? I appreciate being here, and I appreciate a little bit of whatever I get, but, you know, at the end of the day, I do it for me, man. It's fucking fun.
Vandal hour.
Now, saying that you do it for yourself, do you feel you accomplished what you were trying to do in graffiti?
I never set out to accomplish anything. Like I said, it's just fun.
You don't got graffiti goals? Like, yo, I want to go all city. Then like, yo, fuck that. Like, I want to go all world. Like, you don't have goals or bucket lists like that?
Nah, if I'm somewhere and I feel like catching a tag, I'll catch a tag. Anywhere, and that's it. Not really. When I'm 2014, 2015, I was like, yeah, let me, you know, I had specific days I fucking went and I fucking hit it hard, you know what I mean? But then after that, now it's just, you know.
That actually shows that you do it for the love and not for the fame. Like, you have some people, like, they pick up a can, like, they do it for the fame aspect, and, like, there's no love or nothing involved in it.
Nah, I do it for the love, for the feeling, it's nice.
That is motherfucking dope right there. Now, I know you catch tags a lot. Like, you don't do nothing else besides catch, like, tags. Like, have you ever had that motherfucking one spot, like, you actually got, like, 10 feet to, like, the top of this building? Like, would you ever drop a roller or a motherfucking fire extinguisher?
Maybe. Depend on the mood, you know what I mean? Maybe.
Dude,
I don't look for it, though. I'd rather do my tag with a fat cap, nice and big, and bounce.
I know coming from, like, the time period you came from, like, you said you started at 88 and shit. Like, do you take pictures of graffiti or, like, collect pictures of graffiti?
Nah. Yeah, I do, actually. I do now. I just started doing that now. Definitely. I appreciate everybody's graph. All graph on the street.
That is motherfucking fresh. Like, not so many people actually do shit out there. When you do take pictures, like, do you use a disposable camera or you use your camera?
Nah, it's just my phone. You know what I mean?
Now, is there any like a specific spot that you would dream? Like, do you have a dream spot you would like to hit?
Nah, not really. Wherever there's a chance, I'll take the chance.
My dream spot to hit is the motherfucking Hollywood sign or motherfucking Mrs. Trump's ass. But we ain't even gonna get into that.
Now, just to bring it back real quick, like I know you grew up in Spanish Harlem, but you are you Spanish yourself?
Yes, I am Latino, yes.
Okay, all right. So how was it growing up with a bunch of Puerto Ricans over there?
It was good. It was great. You know, I grew up Puerto Ricans. I went to school in Yorkville. I grew up with a lot of Irish, a lot of Albanians. Shout out to my HFL crew from the 90s.
No doubt, shout out to them.
I actually used to hang out in the motherfucking streets of Yorkville. 96 and Broadway used to be my favorite place to motherfucking hang out
No,
at.
that's the west side. That's not Yorkville. On the east side is Yorkville.
Yo, you by any chance you know my man Shaka?
Who
I
doesn't
think
know
I
Shaka?
met him. Yeah. I think I met him.
Shaka's a motherfucking Yorkville vet for the people who don't know.
Now, what's the difference between Yorkville and Spanish Harlem?
It's not. It's just they named a different neighborhood a different something, man. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Go
That's
walk
almost
around there.
like-
You'll find out for yourself.
That's almost like the streets of Brooklyn. Like, you got Bushwick, you got Bed-Stuy, you got Williamsburg. But, like, if you cross one corner, then you on one block. You cross another corner, then you on another block. So that's actually, like, almost like the streets of Harlem.
Well, shout out to my man Cess Irish CWB.
They actually got a, like, you big onto food?
Yeah, hell
The
yeah.
motherfucking Harlem, they got a lot of poppin' ass food spots. Like, my favorite place to go to in Harlem is motherfucking Sylvia's. Now, for somebody who been to Harlem, like, where's a spot you recommend them to go eat at after a nice bomb?
I recommend any Cuchi Fritos in Spanish Harlem, man.
Vandal out.
That's in any motherfucking neighborhood
Any
in
one
New
of
York
them,
City.
man.
Since we are talking about Spanish Harlem next week, the motherfucking parade is popping off. What you doing for that?
Nah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna hit the festival definitely 100. I do every year. But about the parade, I don't know, man.
Yo, man. I know there's a lot of Albanian dudes out in the upper like west side of Manhattan. I want to give a shout out to my man Daz. I used to go to high school with that kid.
Well, shout out to my man Seth.
Talking about Daz AOW?
Yeah, Daz AOW. Now, have you ever hit the Freedom Tunnels?
Yes, back when I first started. I think I went with my niggas, my HFL, back in like 94, 95.
How was it hitting the Freedom Tunnels?
It was good. It was fun, man. I was just fucking walking around, not really appreciating the history, man. I really didn't know too much about it, man. I was just going in there to trespass.
Can you actually still get into the Freedom Tunnels nowadays?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of ways.
I haven't been in there since like 99. Shit. That's crazy.
What's poppin'? It's your motherfucking boy Facts on Waxing right now. You looking at the Vandal Hour Season 3 live on DTFradio.com. And we gonna take a motherfucking short music break with DJ Swift. And when we come back, we gonna finish this motherfucking dope-ass interview. And stay tuned, because we got a dope-ass show planned for you. I state facts, and I will never lie to you.
It's the Vandal Hour.
The hip-hop writer is a creator, composing understanding words of culture brilliance, powering a rebalance of the elements equally. Pages of rejuvenated reaffirmation, simply the almighty leadership of insightful craft work that stands to build through any confrontation born to be. Yet his daily duty is as a journalist, that questions properly, uses his ears for the good to filter the real. And as the art decays by dilution, he concentrates the best again and again, exposing it in the print. Today's journalist and tomorrow's historian, he listens to share. Here is that necessary attempt executed again and again and again. Peace. This is Sunez, aka Skillustrator Low, the power right. And this is PremierHipHop.com on the Vandal Hour on DTF Radio, all right? Everyone is clapping because, not because we're gonna do a great show. They're clapping because they haven't seen my ass in a long time. It's great to be back here in DTF Radio. I love everything that everybody does here, Vandal Hour. It's such an honor to be on one of the most progressive shows in the universe. You know what I mean? How many shows are like this, you know? But we got a great show for you today, and like a lot of the shows that I try to do, I try to bring artists here that are missing. Artists that are not being shown out there, artists that are good as any of the piece of shit that you're buying out there. But at the same time, what we're really trying to do is also show a different way of hip hop, a different reality of hip hop, and at the same, and you know, as all that happens, maybe we could expand the way this culture works, though. That just like graffiti is really part of this living culture, a daily life that goes beyond just what will pay us the next day, but something that we just live that gives us life. So, with that said, there's a lot of context of history in this show today. As me being the god of the nation pop, the 5% nation of gods on earth, Sunez Allah, this is a crucial part of hip hop, and I think we ought to focus on that today a little bit, right? As it should be focused on a lot. Remember, to the listeners, if it would be fair to say that the reality of hip hop culture and music is equivalent to the gods and earths as Rastafarianism is to roots reggae. It is not a far stretch to say that that connection is that there. Meaning this, a lot of the shit that you think is really dope and that was invented by some pork-eating fool that was really good at breaking and popping and talking a lot of shit was actually invented by us. You know what I mean? And from Kool Herc, and this is from Kool Herc's mouth to me, whether it was Kool Herc and having the gods protect the speakers, whether it was the B-boys developing the strength in their B-boy stance coming from us gods standing on the square, whether it was the language and the format of the cipher, whether it was the language of this idea of showing and proving, being on the square with the knowledge of self that you have, using this music to find a deeper reality of who you are. This all comes from the gods and the earths. And as we fast forward, we have a legacy of journalism that doesn't know shit about that does very little to cover that. So what we have here is, in this day and time, after 20 plus years writing and reviewing albums and making this writing an art, an element, that is a creative writer, a journalist, and a historian in this hip-hop music. As a writer, making this an element, what happens is, thanks God. What happens is that in this day and time, though, on PremierHipHop.com, what I have is really a next level way of writing, a way of making it an element where it's art on art and science on music. So, you know, as we did in all the other shows, I'm gonna read you something that, you know, PremierHipHop.com, we haven't put up anything since about March, and we're relaunching actually this week. So, I don't know, the genius of GMAT, you got me on the air right as we were gonna launch though. No promotion, no nothing. I said, hey, we're launching, we've gotta get on the air. He just called me up, it's Mind Detect Mind. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Right? Facts. So now that we are on, we're relaunching this week, it looks great. My brother Paragon, my partner in PremierHipHop.com, has a new layout, it looks better. So let's say if you're a bum and you don't like to read shit, you can just go on the site and just look at nice things. You know what I mean? But one of the pieces I have though, and I won't tell you what piece it is though, but I do mention the album that's for, if you could guess it. It came back out a while ago. But when I talk about art and art, it's about a creative way of writing, a creative way of detailing these things. So I had this, and this is part of it. And being that, you know, we're dealing with the gods and earth, let's build on this. I said, what makes rain, hail, snow? So fuck it if you don't know already about passages that gravitate upon the planet premierly. An invisible atmosphere I ink into sight. A renaissance of the real been distilled. Now picture all the percussion posts. Only I can permit with words that scribble alpha into macros and scramble respect fate into lower letters. That's capital punishments for microaggressions. So sound the wire, I sling crackers. Take devils off the planet and now the corners are filled with the residue of violence, fertilizing fulfillment. The wild now is an exposed chaos of civilized animals. Beasting builds betterment to savage humans mating with hatred. It gets real, but the older God taught that if you want to see the word, let the letters come together. Now, that's from Skillustrator Load, yours truly. That's Art and Art, premierhiphop.com, and we're relaunching this week. But the other factor of this, what makes hip-hop writing an element, is not just the creative aspect injected into the writing, but also science on music. I've said this in a couple of pieces I wrote and in a couple of shows, even here, about this idea of the best, what makes a great journalist into a historian is the point of impact when he writes. Simply put, when he covered the music, he was actually there. A lot of people have talk about music and they weren't actually there. So some experiences as we reach in and we have this this episode about the gods and the 5% and the knowledge of self, what we really, it goes to go forward, let's go back a little bit and a little bit of experience in the science on music with Wu Forever. Today marks the 20th anniversary of Wu-Tang Forever. I think for me, a classic album. I'm not sure where it ranks, the top 10, top 20, but I know that it's my personal favorite. And I know that it influenced me immensely to write creatively, but also to write substantially, to be able to say something profound, but also not just profound, where it's stated plainly, but also make it creatively. Flower the words, detail the words, dress them up. You know what I mean? Play with the words, you know? It's almost like a puzzle. But one of the things I remember, and I bash the media so much, is that I think that my experience with this album was that the response to this album in all the industry media circles I was in, that includes XXL, that includes Vibe Magazine, that includes Stress Magazine, even though Stress Magazine had great taste, but it includes those ciphers that I was in, mainly XXL at this time, really. And Vibe, I was leaving them. Or I was getting blacklisted. I don't know what you call it. Let's call up somebody that was there. But in those circles, I really thought that Wu-Tang Forever signaled the coming of the Dark Ages, right? And when we're talking about the Dark Ages, that I call the 2000s, it's because of this reason. Most of these corny journalists, editors, college programmers, and DJs with large platforms had issues with the album at this time. For many, when I used to get into these discourses, it was too bland, and I'll tell you the meaning of that. Too bland, meaning it was too hardcore. It was too wordy, meaning they really don't like lyrics anyway, but just hooks, right? And there were too many MCs for one to shine. Now that's a problem because it's hard to find a star to market if you actually got to listen to the lyrics to see who's good, right? And there's a love of lyrics that's necessary for this album. So you're gonna hear Ghostface Killer with the beginnings of the abstract flow and the abstract non sequitur writing like we was talking about off air, that becomes Supreme Clientele, which changes the game, like legends like Sean Price would be influenced by for his second career, literally, as Sean P, right? Remembered Imperfection, my brother P. But at the same time, it was the lyrical peak of depth of certain MCs like RZA. You know what I mean? RZA took us to school, whether it's those verses that he had on the Gravediggers' second album, but mainly on that Wu-Tang Forever album. I mean, those are monumental. Everything appeared here from a thought. I mean, just that one line alone destroyed my savage life. You know what I mean? Because I used to go to my brother, my twin brother, Manny. I used to go to him, look, RZA's onto something here. Now, if only I could get to those lessons that he's talking about, because I could get a queen, and I could get the seeds, but if I could get those, you know what I mean? If I could get those lessons, what is he talking about? My brother's like, yeah, no, it's good rap. It's good rap. And I'm like, no, there's something else here. You know what I mean? It was like a holy grail of a record with the way RZA was rhyming on there. Because everything Brand Nubian had seeded everything that Rakim had said, it kind of was all coming into fruition with that album. Like, there was a place to go, you know what I mean? There was other schooling to be had. But here's my final thought on that as far as science on music for the listener. Wu-Tang Forever was a rare moment. I'm not saying the only moment, but maybe Public Enemy's Takes a Nation of Millions is another major moment where real hip-hop is not just representing what is, like our lives, our ghetto lives as black and brown, our oppressed lives, but is blatantly pushing others to see others, meaning ourselves, to see something deeper via the challenge of just listening to the music. In other words, just like Takes a Nation, Wu-Tang Forever was literally not just showing us who we are, but also challenging us to listen deeper, to hear something else that we ought to be. And the way to get that message was to challenge yourself and actually pay attention. Go through the Bomb Squad's yelling beats and listen to Chuck. You know, take the time to weave through Ghostface's cleverness and RZA's technicalities and see what he was talking about. You know what I mean? So it's an important album. But on that respect, we fast forward and that album was dumped on the shelf. I can't tell you how many people thought that was a piece of shit album. You know what I mean? And they were like, oh, it's too much. If you used to go to Nobody Beats the Wiz back then, you could have, that was the easiest album to get used back then. They had so many copies of Wu Forever that I was like, wow, everybody bought it. But they were like, no, they're not savage anymore. These are real quotes. You know what I mean? So people didn't want to listen. And I'm not even going to talk about some of the beats that RZA was doing that was very progressive, because Triumph itself is mad progressive. The way he had those bass drums in it like that. But and the arrangements, you know what I mean? Longer arrangements, right? But when we fast forward and we find that today's era has so many brothers that have knowledge of who we are as the gods and can say they have knowledge of self, they don't declare themselves as the god. Because they don't go under the study, like Sean P said. They don't go under the study to get that knowledge, and there is a depth there. And today with my guests, I'm trying to show you that there's a deeper depth and there's a more profound reality to the music that could be exposed to us, along with brothers that just influence it positively. Yo, peace, yeah, no, that's nice that you said that. I like the way you use that. But really live it out, you know what I'm saying? And when we have that, this year is almost a renaissance. We have the God Qasim Allah with a great album, Return of the God, MC. We have the God from Detroit, Lord Josiah of the Wisemen. That's the Detroit Wisemen with Bronze Nazareth, June Mega, Philly, one of my favorite crews of this decade. They're incredible. And Lord Josiah's Grounds of Detroit, G.O.D. Part 2 came out, and I think Lord Josiah is one of the great producers of this era. Producers out of 2010 on, he's one of the great ones. He's already going down in the way I document it as incredible. And that album proves it. And then you have just released this Friday, the God Genzuddin and the legendary God Wise Intelligent have their album Game of Death, which if you just hear that song Damn, and the way he goes in on KRS-One not doing shit and co-signing that fucking pedophile, you gotta appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? The gods are here to remind us too that the babies are the greatest. And even if you don't do anything that has to do with pedophilia, and if you don't do anything that hurts the babies though, if you don't speak out for the children first, then fuck you for the moment. And that includes all the teachers that we had at school, and that we had on the street, and that we have on wax. You know what I mean? But within those 3 albums, great albums, bringing a renaissance back, I also have to bring my guest, who I think is really, to me, the last couple of years, one of the best, I'm gonna say unknown hype that I have heard. My guest is from Rockland County. The God is a builder. I first met him in my class. I've been teaching at a law school in Mecca for over 17 years. And I had the pleasure of meeting him in one of my classes though. Every one of my students rhymes, seriously. Like 90% of my students rhyme. So it's not like, oh, let me hear you rhyme, you'll get in. So he was like, oh, I rhyme and everything. It's like, yeah, that's peace. You know, I didn't act like, you know, okay. You know what I mean? It's like, but it becomes part of the curriculum, God. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's take that into the writing format and see what you could do to make life better, though, because some of them, they're just not, you know, they're not ready, right? But the God, when I heard him, he was ready. You know what I mean? And so my two guests today are really, to me, is my new guru and premier. You know what I'm saying? And my guru and premier. I have
That's big.
the MC Allah Preem to me on the left. Peace, God.
Peace, God. Peace.
And I have Inf Mega in front of me right now.
Peace,
And you know,
peace.
he's always on the job. Inf Mega, he also does, he also directs, edits the majority of videos. He keeps up the Allah School in Mecca YouTube site where so many people get to see my videos that don't get to come to the class. And so many other brothers and gods and earths. And, you know, he lends, with the questions he has, he gives us a living context. You know, he gives us a living context for us to see how their daily life is. And, you know, he's still recording this shit now. You know, GMAT has all these cameras here, and he's still recording. Like, you know what I mean? I'm saying he doesn't have to. He could take a day off, but he's not going to do it, though. The gods, they continue daily. They continue daily to show and prove that Allah is the God, right?
You know what I'm saying? Right.
But I want to say peace to you gods because I'm such I'm a real fan of you. I'm a fan of your work. As a journalist, I love your work, Inf Mega. It's not just the way you direct. It's not just the, you know, when you hear these videos and watch these videos and brothers are building, you could watch these videos and be like, man, I don't want to hear the older God build, but you're watching it anyway because that beat in the background is killing him. Yeah. And these are all Inf Mega beats, man. So he's a killer with them. You know what I mean? So let's begin, though. Let's get the Spider-Man origins of Allah Preem. You know what I mean? So I gave a little bit of where you're from. Allah Preem, let us know a little bit of the history about, you know, how you started with hip-hop and how that coincides with getting the knowledge. Because those are two separate paths that smash into each other.
Right,
you know?
right. Like you said before, God, I'm originally from Rockland County, New York. It's maybe 20 minutes right outside of Mecca. That's Manhattan for y'all who don't know. I started rapping. It's funny that today is the 20th anniversary of Wu-Tang Forever because that's one of my favorite hip-hop albums. And actually one of the albums that got me to start rapping was Wu-Tang Forever. And, you know, I just heard that album and, you know, just listening to the RZA and the way Havoc was putting his beats down, and there's a certain style and a certain, you know, aura about how they was doing it and just the sounds, and it just influenced me. And once I heard Wu-Tang Forever, I knew that's what I wanted to do. When I seen the video, my Uncle Wally, you know what I'm saying, who actually put me up, because before that it was Michael Jackson, Madonna. You know, I was listening to what my mother and my sister listened to. See what I'm saying?
Indeed.
I didn't get introduced to the hip hop until my uncle really put me up on game and like, you know, this is Wu-Tang, this is, you know, the Lox, and you know, I'm like, my main influences is Wu-Tang, the Lox, Biggie. You know what I'm saying? And that was the foundation. And I didn't get the knowledge. I've only had the knowledge of myself for about 4 years now. You know, my man, Rob Euros, and for the life of me, I can't remember his righteous name right now, but he goes by Rob Euros. I always had an idea of what Allah's mathematics was and what the nation was because I listened to so much Wu-Tang, but I didn't really it didn't really change my life until I met my man Rob, and when he broke down what supreme mathematics was, and when he broke down what the supreme alphabet was, and then I did my own research, and I spread the knowledge.
Let me
degrees.
rewind a
That was
little
it
bit.
from there.
You start listening to these albums, Wu-Tang Forever, this 97 and stuff, right? As a young kid. When you start rhyming and stuff, what are you doing when you start rhyming? Because all of us love to rhyme and stuff. Like, in my experience, I had to make my own element. I sucked at rhyming, so it's not like I liked it and then all of a sudden, I'm dope, you know what I mean?
When I first started, like, everybody's influenced by somebody. So,
Absolutely.
My flow was definitely heavily influenced by Styles P. That's one of my favorite rappers of all time. You know, and as far as my beat choice went, I went more along the lines of, you know, like the heavy samples and like, you know, like the grungy, real like Cuban link sounding, like it sound like the snare is the top of a trash can and the kick is like, you know, that drum with the hole in it and there's cushion inside of it. You know what I'm saying? I embody that grungy New York sound that you know where you can still hear the record popping and it sounds, you know,
When
like
you
it's
were growing
recorded.
up in Rockland County, what was the scene like there? What was the cyphers like there? Were like
The
you able
scene
to walk
was
out?
crazy. Like back in the day, you know, like people from out here would call us upstate, but if you actually look at where Rockland is on the map, we're right outside. Like we're right here. See what I'm saying? So coming up, I seen the same thing somebody growing up in Harlem would see. You know what I mean? The crack was in the neighborhood. The coke was in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? We was exposed to things at a younger age. So I was young rapping about a lot of things that a lot of people my age couldn't relate to because they just wasn't seeing that. But, you know, in the town where I'm from, the hood is literally a block. See what I'm saying? So that's why we're so close-knit. So we seen everything in that little radius of space. You see what I'm saying? So that influenced the raps a lot. And just, you know, repping my neighborhood and, you know, that's where it all came from. It was just putting on for my town and, you know, giving Rockland the name. As far, you know, because the only person to really come out of Rockland, well, he's really from Brooklyn, but, you know, to come out of Rockland and really have a name is Saigon. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, we always was just trying to put on for our town. And that's what this foundation came from. That's really what made me want to rap. You know, was like, oh, Spring Valley got Saigon, so, you know, somebody got to come out of Nyack and do it. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you, like, you start rhyming and stuff, and you decide to, you know, start some verses and stuff. How does this develop to saying, like, yo, you're really talented with this? When do you start realizing you want to make music and put it down?
There was a song I wrote, and I don't remember the exact topic, but I know I touched on abortion, and I touched on a couple of other things. Like I said, like at this time I didn't have knowledge of myself, so I was still, you know, I was raised Roman Catholic, so it was still like mystery God things going on in my raps, and you know, that's really what brought it to fruition. And when I really realized I had something was when I came up with that song, because it was delivered in such a way, like it didn't take much to write the song. It just came out, and that's when I knew, like, you know what, this is something that, because it's coming so naturally now that I'm not sitting down and having to really think about it anymore. It's just coming out now. So that's when I realized I had something.
And that, you know, that journey had to be difficult coming from Rockland. And, you know, like, even now, as we speak, you know, you already had, tell me your journey to the knowledge of self, and then to these mixtapes that you've released.
Yeah, my journey to the knowledge of self, I mean, from when I was young, I always had, the journey to knowledge of self started with just asking questions. See what I'm saying? I was inquisitive. I wanted to know. Like I said, I was raised Roman Catholic, and that religion is so many fucking cliffhangers, God. It's like, fuck, you know, like, give me the answer. You see, you're not giving me the answer. You're just, you know, you're tiptoeing around the shit. You're not telling me, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're personifying God, but they're not telling me that. They're telling me everything. Like, like, he's in me, he's around me. But they're not telling me that he's you. You see what I'm saying? They're just tiptoeing around the shit. You see what I'm saying? So that journey just came from me being inquisitive over the years and me asking the right questions and doing the right research. It's funny. I can remember, like, like a little bit before I got the knowledge, I was watching a lot of, like, Brother Polite shit, but. Some of the and I have nothing against the brother, but some of the things that he was saying, I was just like, nah, bruh, like, nah, that's now cipher, now what I would say, you know what I'm saying? But I was looking at it like, nah, like, you're freestyling when it comes to that. He made a lot of good points too, as far as instilling the love back in the black self, and, you know, having the love for yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the things that I could agree with him as far as what he was building on, but. Until then, until I met my man Rob, you know what I'm saying, and he really put me up on game to, like, see, like, when I was listening to Wu then, and when they was building on certain things that came with the mathematics and lessons and things like that, it went over my head because I didn't really know. So
Absolutely.
once I got the knowledge and I went back and re-listened, it's like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of shit that was encrypted that now it's like I speak this language now. It changed my life, man. And the whole journey, I wouldn't change it for anything. This whole,
You know, I felt as a writer, and it's not even as MC, but as a writer in general, when I got knowledge of self, a lot of the ways I was writing before, and the conclusions that I would make that would lead to the height of my writing, the climax of my writing, was all incorrect.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, once you get knowledge of self, how did that affect your writing? Like, what was the process? Did it change it? Did it change your cadence?
Yeah. It's night and day. I mean, you can listen to the first middle of the Ghetto mixtape. It's funny because I have a lyric on that.
This is where I was going. Yeah.
I have a lyric on that mixtape where I said, "Nah, I ain't 5%. I'll tell you what my name means. Preem for perfect rhyme. Every man envies." See, my name started off. My name was God Preem before I had knowledge of self. See what I'm saying? So I tell people every day, like, I didn't choose the nation chose me. It was innately in me for some reason. My name was God Preem before I had any knowledge of self. It was great art divine, perfect rhymes, every man envies. That's what God Preem was. Before I ever had any knowledge, I didn't know any supreme mathematics. But just for the fact that I, abbreviated it, and a lot of things that I was doing early on before I had the knowledge coincided with the nation. So once I read that knowledge degree in the 1 to 10, everything changed then. Once I read that degree, everything changed. I was the God from then on. There was no mistaking. You couldn't tell me shit after that. Once I read that the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, owner, cream of the planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe.
Peace.
There was nothing else you could tell me, God. There was nothing else you could tell me. It changed my life completely, night and day.
Well, let's now inject and get Inf Mega into this conversation. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Inf Mega does have a very unique history in just hip hop itself, and his learning curve and all the experiences that he has. You know what I mean? But Inf Mega, where do you come into this situation here? And then how do you meet? Once he gets knowledge of self, how do you begin hip hop and what you were doing in hip hop early on, and then come to the fruit to seeing and hearing a lot Preem?
Okay, well, I started out listening like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? And like one of my all-time favorites is Rakim, and Rakim taught me a lot through his lyrics, and then after Rakim was, of course, like, your Brand Nubian, and then, your Wu-Tang, and, but by the time, like, Wu-Tang came out, I started experimenting with loop tapes, making beats and whatnot, and, just experimenting with records and learning about the history of the music and everything.
Did you MC in the beginning, or
I did try a little bit.
I'm always curious why people go into beats or go into.
Well, I mean, it was a craft that just didn't flow as naturally. Say like Law Prince said, it just came natural. Whereas me, I was just like wrecking my brain. Or it may come, something may come, but it would come like so far in between. Right. It wasn't like I may come up with something like, oh, this is great, and then I would have that for like 4 or 5 years, kicking the same rhyme, the same exact rhyme. So, but I found that beats, and a friend of mine's, he came to my house with a loop tape, with just a cassette tape where he sampled a whole bunch of records, and in him sampling these records, like it was just like, hey, what is this? But then I started hearing like the ideas of certain like beats that I would like. Some of my favorite songs was like, okay, so let me try a hand at that, and I tried it, and I liked it, because it was kind of like a form of self-expression, and like so I could listen back and listen to my own ideas. It was like, all right, yeah, I like this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care what anybody else, because nobody else was hearing it but me. Right. I mean, but I could go even further than that, like going back to like my early years. I would make tapes of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like with grab the headphones and make, and just be bugging out. Not necessarily rhyming or anything, but just making tapes of, you know, and I guess maybe DJing, like, because I would, you know, get the hip hop stations and make my own little tapes. And then it, you know, later on I started making the loop tapes. So, you know, fast forward, I officially got the knowledge of myself in 94. That's when I officially got Supreme Mathematics, alphabets, and everything. But before that, you know, like I had friends that came around and had Supreme Mathematics, and you know, and I always, I was attracted, you know, by it because you know, like, you know, Rakim, and then it was just always something that was like, yeah, and then, you know, like my background is also Christian, you know, and that was like, I always had questions in there. I wasn't getting the answers, you know. When I would tell them, like, when I said that I'm God, you know, my mother, oh, no, don't you take the God's name in vain. Don't you say that, you know. But then, you know, I listened to her, but it stayed in my mind, like, you know, I know, you know, like when I pray, I hear my own voice. You know what I'm saying? And when I want something, I gotta go out and get it. I can't just wait. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes my mother would blab, "Oh, you got me in the new He-Man." Or yeah, I prayed for that, but you know that was maybe because she was being a mother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, like the music and knowledge itself kind of was always like you know, like hand in hand with me. Like, you know, I got a lot of knowledge from the music. I got a lot of knowledge from, you know, the Rakims and the Brand Nubians and, you know, the Wu-Tang. And for Wu-Tang, it became like more like my, like, musically, like, because I just saw how RZA applied mathematics to his music. Right. Like the way he applied himself and his music, and it's just the science of sound, like the way he broke it down. Like, to me, he's like the grungy not even, I wouldn't say I would say more like the Beethoven of hip hop.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he's like the darkness, like, and the griminess. You know what I'm saying? And he had like a dark sound, and he composed like these great compositions of music with like pieces of dirt, like that he just might have just, you know, sampled from, like, you know, wherever, and he just
like, not to cut your wisdom, God, but like such the obscure parts, like the parts that everybody like.
And he was a little off with it.
Yeah, it's
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
Like
so
off beat, but it's on beat.
So there was a genius.
Is crazy.
His genius kind of really it really inspired me, you know. And this is around the time I'm making loop tapes and whatnot. And I wound up upgrading, getting the Sonic Mirage, you know, an 8-bit sampler. And then I learned that he had the ASR 10, and I went and got the ASR X, which is the drum machine version of the keyboard.
Okay.
And I just went to town, but, you know, I would say like in the late '90s, I kind of, at least in, you know, in my mind, I felt like like the game became really oversaturated with a lot of, everybody was a producer, everybody was a rapper. So I was like, let me go out the window on these cats and let me start shooting videos, you know. And I kind of took the same method of my loop tapes, and I married it into, you know, shooting videos where I would take 2 VCRs, and this is how I would edit 2 VCRs and a mixer. And this is how I made which I would make, like, you know, I could never like reduplicate. Like, I would just make a tape, and that was it, because it was like they were pause tapes, basically, with my beats that I had. Video pause tapes that I made with my 2 VCRs, and
that's ridiculous.
And I also used you know, some of the beats that I made from, you know, my ASR or, you know, my Mirage.
And they would be part of the score in these.
Right, exactly. They was, you know, and I came up with around like a lot of like talented lyricists. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they didn't necessarily blow up, but they were like lyricists that I was like, wow, like, you know what I'm saying? It made me want to get on my game and dig more into the music, and that's how I kind of like really started, you know, doing the you know, the video thing, is like with this.
when we get into the videos, before we talk about Preem, you had already started and said, listen, tell us about the beginning of the YouTube page of Allah School in Mecca.
Okay, well, yeah, that started, you know, because, you know,
I want to hear this.
I started seeing a lot of different videos about the nation. You know what I'm saying? And there were a lot of good brothers that were making videos, you know, but the quality wasn't, you know. And I figured that by this time, let's say 2013, 2014, I'm like, okay, I already developed the skill now. You know, I done traveled the road where I've developed a certain kind of quality. I said I can bring this and I can add on to my nation. You know what I'm saying? And by this time I'm already, you know, 20 plus years, you know, deep of having knowledge.
Well, it's not, you know, to the listener, it's not that easy to record this nation of gods and earths because we deal with very oral teachings and a very personal teaching system.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And yet there's such a diversity of gods of all ages, of all backgrounds, that are willing to really go in and build and share things while you're recording.
Right. Well, and see, the thing is, that was one of my goals, was like, you know, walking and talking with a lot of these individuals and building, and just, you know, and because, you know, I come up like all the 5%ers who have history in this nation know about Firstborn Prince, you know, and being around Firstborn Prince. And actually around that time I was making the Poor Taste, but it was like almost like I was like too scared to like pull out the camera or something. Like it was like, you know, like, or I didn't want to bring my grandmother's camera to a law school in Mecca. I just didn't have that mentality. Then, you know, when the God returned, it was like, damn, I had all that opportunity to document it, and I didn't.
You missed it.
I missed it. You know what I'm saying? And you know. And then, you know, so I just decided, like, you know, let me just start documenting. Let me just, you know, because I have been doing it before, but I never really brought it to my nation. And just to bring it to my nation, I figured it's something that my nation needed, something that I needed as well, like something to kind of learn. You know, like you know, you do your writing and you kind of look back at your writing and you could, you know, kind of study yourself, and see yourself in your own writing. And it's the same thing with the videos. I could see where I was at this specific time and who I was building with, and I could kind of preserve the jewels that were given to me. You know what I'm saying? That's important to me, like to preserve the jewels. You know what I'm saying?
And then when you're doing all this, there's so many people that you eventually meet.
Right.
There's so many people that you build with even more, like, and that includes me.
Right.
And you eventually meet Allah Preem. You know what I mean? Tell me about like you meeting Allah Preem.
Okay, well, Allah Preem, that was kind of interesting, and I don't know if you remember this guy because I was interviewing what's the guy's name? Fuquan from Great. Actually, I came to interview Caligula. Actually, you know what I'm saying? And Fuquan happened to be there. You know, and you know, Caligula was more like, because I was really coming to see him, and he was like, "Yo, I got Fuquan with me. Why don't you, you know, build Fuquan?" And I started building.
That build was amazing too.
Right. And Allah Preem was on the side. You know what I'm saying? He was on the side, and I think, you know, Allah Preem said, "Yo, I like what you're doing online." I thought he was talking to me. I went to him, and he was like, "Nah." He like kind of bypassed me and went to Caligula. I was like, "Oh no, Caligula's the man." He's the man. So, you know, I think I started putting the Fuquan stuff online, and the Caligula.
God, because the day Born Mastermind, the law was bombed.
Yeah, no, but this is before that though.
No, that came after, because
No.
The day Khalik was there was the same day we recorded the Kingdom video, God.
No, actually not. Nah, I'm talking about
after?
This is before. There was the before. That was the first time that I met you. I met you with.
You're right.
Yeah, we didn't because when we.
So when you do meet, right? Just to fast forward, right?
Right.
You do meet. How does it link up that you guys both know you do music? You know
Oh
what I
well,
mean?
he spit.
I spit him the mystery God.
Yeah, the mystery guard. Like.
Okay.
Right, and he had it, and I think
in the law school.
And I think Divine Understanding recorded. Yeah, and he recorded it. I didn't get a chance to record it. know what I'm saying? But
Well,
I didn't record
let
it,
me
but
ask you,
yeah.
if Mega, the beats you have, they have such a great essence to them. You know,
Peace,
man,
peace. I
sometimes
appreciate
you
it.
give us a feel of the 90s. It's got a lot, it's not, it's totally different, but I'm just giving it a visual. A lot of the great producers in the 2000s that came out, they have that feel of the 90s, but sometimes they give you something else real, like Ninth Wonder, people like that. And then they eventually come up with something that sounds totally different, but they always can show you back then. I always felt you beats had that, you know what I mean?
Oh, peace.
But you weren't really producing for people straight up. And then all of a sudden you're putting them on these videos, but then you say, let me work with Allah Preem. Why Allah Preem?
Because we clicked, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and he was, you know, like younger than me, you know, younger was more like, yo, peace, God, like, you know, like kind of like, you know, come to me like for the wisdom. And as we built, it was like, all right, well, okay, you know, I may give him some advice on, you know, whatever he may be going through, or, you know, just building with him, but at the same time, like, and the bill, yo, God, I got something, you know, send me something. Okay, well, here, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what you do with it. And, you know, he came to me with a couple of joints that was like, okay, you know, we can work. And
it was real organic too. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember us ever really like, yo, we're gonna do, you know what I mean? It was just like, I don't even know. It just,
yeah, it was just more like saying, you send him some
Yeah,
joints.
send me something.
Send me something, you know what I mean? And
Over the last couple of years, really like 2015, 16, we've been hearing bits and snippets. And, you know, this is one of the joys of having you brothers here. You guys been teasing us ridiculously. And it's pissing me the fuck off. You know what I mean? And
This
now I'm
year,
waiting for
the
something.
season is over. It's
Because
over.
there's such, you know, for the listener, when you go, you can go on the Allah School Mecca page, you can find the videos that he's on, you can find other videos. Allah Preem has such a great way of injecting the daily street life, the shit that isn't supposed to be talked about,
Right.
along with all of the just daily struggles of the street, struggles of being a black man. But then there's this fortitude and strength that comes about with it, and it comes with being able to articulate the language and the dialect of 120 so naturally in the songs. You know, you have a extremely high live meter because you stay in, you know, for the listener, Allah Preem stays in that mid-range, which is the hardest range
Yeah.
that an MC can stay in, but it's also a range that he finds a lot of liveness to it. So, you know, Allah Preem, you're kind of an MC that sounds like you're speeding up, like you're about to like run through the mic, but then as the song goes on, you realize that, wait a minute, he's still in the same
Floating
range.
right through.
He's not really running, he's not really outpacing, he's still in the pocket the whole time. It's a very difficult skill, and this is why I'm so big on your music and stuff. And I always think that Infomega always challenges you with something that sounds perfectly suited to what you need.
Yeah,
You know?
It's gonna come with that. See, the thing is, what makes it so, the best part about it to me, is the sounds and choice of the samples and sounds that Inf uses, because, like you said, again, it's a challenge, and like it's just so cohesive, because it's kind of like, you know, like I'm all the way in Rockland, he's in P1, but like
And that's
it's
the
like,
Bronx for
while
the
he-
listeners.
while- yeah, that's the Bronx for the listeners. But like, we're still working on the same, see what I'm saying, thing, but we're apart. But I would say like the beauty really comes from his sound choice, and you know, sonically what he's doing, and like it just brings me back. I just feel like I'm on the block again, and you know,
Yeah,
as far as like you know, infusing the street element into it as well. You know, I can only talk about things that I've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, and
I
that's
only
the-
talk
that's
about
also
when
the-
I was hustling and when I was doing certain things, and you know, making the news and all of these things that's been a part of my life. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you, I don't glorify it, but I give you the reality of it too. See what I'm saying? I give you the good side of it, and I give you the bad side of it. See what I'm saying? So
Right.
I try
Well,
to infuse all of that.
you know, I've been seeing you promote the Grits tape. I've been
Yeah.
asking you brothers, when the hell am I gonna get a record from you two guys? You know what I'm saying? Because it's really there. It's like, it's powerful. You know what I mean? It can challenge any of the stuff that I'm hearing out. You know what I mean? So tell me about like the next steps and what we're gonna hear.
The next steps and what you're gonna hear, it's not even only what you're gonna hear, it's what you're gonna see as well. We working on a lot of visuals, cause we have records. We got music. We got a whole stash. We got a lot of stuff needs to get consolidated. That's another problem too that we've been facing, but we're getting all of that under control. And you're gonna hear a lot and you're gonna see a lot. Today we shot 2 videos alone today. See what I'm saying? So this is just a snowball effect. From this day forward, you're just gonna get more Allah Preem and Inf Mega. It's just gonna be more and more.
That's really peace, you know what I mean? And like I said, you know, I've always brought to the Vandal Hour MCs that had actual works, like really dope works that they had put out. This is the first time where I say these guys are so dope that, trust me, you need to know about them a little bit beforehand, because the work that Inf Mega has done is crucial to me, to the entire hip hop culture, and to me the world, because he's put a camera on a people, the only people who have mathematically and scientifically endowed their livelihood with shown and proven that there is no mysterious being, energy, or force that controls our reality, but it is us. And the rarity of that and the necessity of that in these Trumpian times are important. You know what I mean? Important to say the least. You know what I mean? It's worth more than the pence. So, with that said, all I need is a track, so you can show the world, the La Preem, how dope you do it. You know what I mean?
And that's coming. This
you know what I mean? And if Swift drops a beat right now, we get some from you.
Oh.
I don't care if it's old as hell. I don't care if it's
OGC.
Oh man. Oh man.
Shout out to OGC.
Indeed.
The whole
Indeed. You know, and then, you know, with this, if you go to premierhiphop.com, we have pieces on Allah Preem. Obviously, we're gonna have this show when it gets out there. We're also gonna, as we relaunch, we're gonna have a ton of articles in there. I've been writing like hell because we're all got to show that we're the best. You know what I'm saying? When you want to show about graffiti, when you want to show about the street and stuff, this isn't the show you listen to see another one. This is the show you watch to see the best one. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Sometimes you put on the college ball. You put on college ball because you're waiting for the finals. You know, you got, right? You put on some clips and stuff. Nah, but when you want to see the finals, put the finals. This is the finals. You know what I mean? There's no other graffiti show like this, though. There's no other show that, you know, and so because they're the best, it's an honor to be with the best. You know what I mean? So, you know, let's all take note of that, though. So as we do the knowledge to this, you know what I mean? Yo, God, in the years just the short years that we've been coming here, that I've been coming here to do this show, and seeing what people do with graffiti and seeing what a live thing, I cover hip hop music, but seeing what people do with graffiti and seeing how large it is, you know what I mean? This is why I don't cover graffiti. Because the journalism needs to be as broad-based, where they can have someone that is like me, that has studied it enough to say, listen, we know about this stuff here, and we were here to see that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But these people covering hip-hop, they cover graffiti, they just walk by it like I walk by, you know, an ad for dairy, and I'm a vegan. You know what I mean? They don't know what's going on. And then they're writing about it, and they don't know anything about it. They don't have that love for it, though. They can't spot it immediately. You know, I know you brothers are walking down the street saying, "Oh shit, who did that there?" You know what I mean?
I mean, just even on the walk over here, you know, like I'm from outside the city, so like even on the walk over here, like, you know, you like the graffiti over here on Flushing, like up Flushing, like, you know, it's good to see that, like the impact of, and like people treat hip hop like it's just the music that's just the element of the shit. See what I'm saying? Like it's there's different elements of this shit. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like when you're like me or you like us, see what I'm saying? Like I treat the graffiti the same way I treat the hip hop. The same way I treat the breakdance, the same way I, see what I'm saying?
That's peace,
it's
God.
all the same shit, to me.
And that's what this is for, because these venues, these forums, Vandal Hour, premierhiphop.com, people don't know that we're really speaking. They think we're just talking shit.
Right.
They think that we're just scribbling on walls and stuff. we're actually speaking. We're actually expressing certain things.
These are messages
You know what I mean?
and codes.
Yes,
These are-
we're actually expressing things. And when we explain and we detail how we're expressing, then we get our children and our babies to come and express even better. You know what I mean? And with that, there's really nothing else to say. But if we get that track, oh man, because La Prime, show and prove, God.
Yeah. This is filthy. Yeah. Vandal Hour. The Law Supreme. DTFradio.com, man. Yo. 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 Yeah. Let that shit breathe. Got you. Yeah. One time. Yo. Yo. I'm getting down and dirty. I'm 730. I ain't rap too tight. I'm the truth. Make a nigga see the way like light. Your whole profile off. Let me teach you right. My whole regime outside. Down the wild for the night. You a house nigga. Fucking with the devil god. Get a hot round in my town. Out the metal lord. Mental terror. All in together. I be chopping off heads. Battle god. Preem never. It's all in my skeleton. Bad to the bone. Pull up and let it ring. I ain't talking about a phone. Get caught. They gon' sing. I done heard it all before. Every time I put in work. They be fucking with the law. Nigga, this the G.O.D. Yeah, you heard right, see it through my P.O.V. That's the God sight, niggas play C.O.D. but can't war right. Once you in the ground, it's a rap, no more life. Shit, and I don't want a bloody knife, but you and your man suspect. What's your set like? Yeah, I peep shit quick, I got a third eye. Satellite sight from above like a bird eye. Scatter like lights through a European follicle. Prison diabolical, Duke with a monocle. Big 40 caliber, spitting it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into some shit. Hold up. I got you, man. I was like, yo, yeah. You still worshiping a mystery god, looking up to the sky, searching for a white man with a beard. And he said to have powers of all, but he don't show and prove God. This the true and living God right here with you. So you can stop looking around. Ain't no big red devil down in the ground. Ain't no big white man up in the sky. I said the black man is God and he true and alive. Taught by the Father Allah, supreme alphabet. I guard the culture, now nation of M. You and I verse the devil. I blast the metal. It's revolutionary time in the ghetto. And I came to resurrect the Asiatic from death. The 85s don't hear me, the mentally deaf. The 10%, they don't want to hear my tracks on the mainstream. I beat it 5%, teaching all of the babies. Yeah, Swift, I see you. I see you, God. I see you, Swift. Yeah. Prison. Yo. Yeah, I'm from the 23 million. God, prison rap, spit golden bars. How we ain't got a million. All my people building. Look at all the children. Who gon' teach them the devil was a pilgrim? Grams in the building. Pussy by the corner store. Cracks in the pipe. Cocaine in the straw. Jake with they cannon out. Black man laid out. Trump for the president. Look at how we going out. Mother for the fathers. Drama and chaos. You ask why I bother. God ain't got a day off. My nigga, I'm the golden child. I don't lay off. Keep the pressure on your neck. Take the prey off. I know that all the work I put in, it's gonna pay off. If you ain't riding the wave now, then stay off. Straight up out the jungle for real. I let the K off. Gas devils back to ash. Prison 8 off.
Alright. Peace to the God, man.
Peace,
to the God.
peace.
Alright. And on that note, man, I want to thank you, my guest, Allah Preem. I want to thank you, Infomega,
Peace.
for all that you do, you know what I mean? Not just for the music, but coming through, you know what I mean? Dealing with all those gods, getting all our ideas down, and sifting through all the shit that we say and making these great videos, you know what I mean?
Peace.
You know what I mean?
The Law
Allah
School.
School of Mecca, YouTube. You know, just look up Allah School of Mecca. It is the Allah School of Mecca YouTube page. That's where you see all the clips from my classes, the Peace Course. It's where you see all the God Rakim. Man, you even get videos from Rakim, and you can filter through all that.
Yeah.
Man, that says something. Oh yeah, absolutely. Everybody subscribe. And a lot of great works from Allah Primo on there. His thoughts, his ideas, and man, these brothers are just real all-around talents. You know what I mean? And all-around gifts to the world. So I want to thank you. I want to thank every listener. And on that note, I want to say peace.
Peace.
Hey.